Moscow's dismissed speculation that Russia's planning a declaration of all-out war against Ukraine on the 9th of May. Our correspondent Ros Atkins has been exploring the importance of this date, known as Victory Day, as well as its symbolism and its historical significance.
The 9th of May is Victory Day in Russia. It commemorates the defeat of Nazi Germany in 1945. And in recent years, Victory Day has been marked with a military parade in Moscow. This is 2021. Steve Rosenberg was there.
Under Vladimir Putin, Victory Day has become the central pillar of a new national idea based around patriotism and around the idea of Russia as the besieged fortress, surrounded by enemies and threatened by the West.
Now, this year, May the 9th takes on even more significance, as Jenny Hill explains.
A lot of analysts had thought that's when Vladimir Putin might want to present the Russian people with an historic victory all of his own in Ukraine.
To understand why Victory Day matters so much, we have to go back to the evening of the 8th of May 1945. Germany formally surrendered, ending the Second World War in Europe. Different time zones meant it was the 9th of May in Moscow. But the conflict had already claimed millions of Soviet lives, 27 million, according to a government estimate. Many died in battles on the Eastern Front, known as the Great Patriotic War in Russia. Many more civilians were killed by famine and disease, and by Nazi atrocities. Overcoming the Nazis was, and is, a source of huge national pride. And it helps explain why Putin has used false claims about Nazis in Ukraine to justify this year's invasion.
What the regime is doing is using the memory of the war, the very deep feelings it arouses, to legitimize its actions, not just in Ukraine, but in many other places as well.
And in the eyes of the West, these emotional connections between a past war and a present one are creating an expectation.
The Russian military commanders are under huge political pressure from Vladimir Putin to deliver an outcome before the May the 9th parade in Moscow.
Russia denies this. Its Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says our soldiers won't base their actions on a specific date. The Kremlin says we will celebrate it the way we always do. And certainly the rehearsals in Moscow look familiar. But President Zelensky of Ukraine thinks we'll see a difference.
This war has already weakened Russia so much that they have to plan even less military equipment to take part in the parade in Moscow.
It's true, this year's parade, by some measures, will be smaller. In 2021, 190 pieces of military hardware appeared in Red Square. In 2022, it will be 131. Though, to be clear, that's more than, say, in 2017. The broader point, though, is that both Zelensky and Putin understand the symbolism of this moment. And there's another total that is inescapable this Victory Day. Russia said in March that over 1,300 soldiers had died in this war. NATO estimates the figure is between 7,000 and 15,000. This makes the 9th of May a complex moment for Vladimir Putin, because while Russian cosmonauts unfold a victory banner in space and preparations for the 9th of May continue, so too does Putin's war in Ukraine. Despite this, Putin may use the 9th of May to declare some form of victory, but it won't be the victory he'd hoped for when he started this war.